All I can say is holy fucking shit, man. Raw last night. What the hell? That was something else. The ending of Raw, let me tell you, because I don't know if anybody knows this, or well, for those of you who know it, who know this, or don't know this, the thing that got me interested in wrestling was Kane, okay? The masked Kane, the full masked Kane. And the fact when he came out with this kind of Iron Man looking mask, it was like, oh shit, he means serious business now. Because, you know, when Kane's with the mask and you know, he's kind of got that attire on, you can tell, you know, he just gets taken so much more seriously. It's unbelievable. Because I remember being a kid and seeing Masked Kane, and I was like, wow, this guy is interesting. It wasn't The Rock, it wasn't Stone Cold, it wasn't Macho Man, it wasn't Hulk Hogan, it wasn't the Sandman, it wasn't Raven, Tommy Dreamer, John Cena, Batista, DX, NWO, you know, any of them. It wasn't that got me interested in wrestling. It was Kane, okay? It was Kane. It wasn't Rey Mysterio, it wasn't, sorry, Bit Money 2K, and it wasn't John Morrison. But, you know, that's a bit too late, but still. It was none of these people, you know, it was Masked Kane. He looked like someone, I cannot remember the character, but he looked like that character from Star Wars. And I was like, this guy looks so badass. And that got me interested in wrestling, since we didn't have, like, wrestling TV stations, and we still don't, which is quite hilarious, back then, but I started playing the video games, started collecting like merchandise and everything after that. After I saw, I think it was a picture of Masked Kane, I was like, this guy is badass, I've got to start watching wrestling. Because you saw him and he had all this mask covering his face and this kind of red and black attire. It just looks so different, because you see people like Stone Cold and The Rock and you're like, oh okay, there's just wrestlers, that's cool. But I mean, when you see Kane, it's like, wow, that's awesome, it's badass, you know. And ever since then, I've pretty much been a wrestling fan, thanks to Kane, you know, of all people. You know, most people say, you know, so most people ask, so what got you interested in wrestling? And then someone will say Stone Cold, The Rock, or DX and NWO, or Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man, and the Ultimate Warrior, and people like that. And I'm like, no, it was Kane. You know, Masked Kane. Like 1997 to about 2000 Kane. I don't know when he started wearing the mask in... Well, I'd say he started wearing like the mask where he could actually breathe. Was that like 2002 or something? But yeah, the original Masked Kane basically is what got me interested in pro wrestling, of all things, you know. But it's so awesome. I felt like a kid again whenever you see that. Whenever you see Kane at the end of Raw, you know. It was just unbelievable. You know, first the lights go out during the John Cena and Mark Henry match. The pyro goes off on the stage, and then, you know, here comes, you know, his Titantron video plays, and the music plays. I think it was like retro music, I believe it was. Someone said it was like the old school Kane music. That's kind of a mix between like his 2003 theme and the old 1997 to about 99, I don't know, I can't remember when he started using the original theme, or when he stopped using the original theme, I mean. Sorry, I'm just quite excited. I just saw this video and I was like, holy shit. So if I'm messing up my words, I'm sorry. It's just kind of, it gave me goosebumps, damn. You know, that match gave me, not that match, wow. That return gave me more goosebumps than that Triple H and Undertaker match. But, you know, I didn't think that was all that great personally, but, you know, unbelievable, so awesome. We've been, Kane fans have been waiting for this for like years on end, and I know I have too. And because I think he was good when he unmasked in about 2003. It was like at the very start, he was just kind of a beast because of the fact that, you know, his face had now been shown. He demolished RVD and Shane McMahon and everything like that. And after that, like a few years later, he became like this jobber. You know, Kane of old just became this, well, you know, this forgotten memory, and then this new Kane just turned into like a jobber, you know? The unmasked Kane just became a jobber, and it was quite sad to watch, really. you know, someone that was so dominating at one point and actually made you believe that, you know, this man was actually going to like take over the whole World Wrestling Federation at the time, you know, and he then ended up becoming a jobber, losing to pretty much everybody, which was quite sad, including like the Great Khali and stuff. But now, hopefully, this is, you know, not just kind of a one night stand kind of, what should we call it? You know, one day affair, I guess you could say. I don't really know what better way to put it than that, but hopefully this isn't like a one time thing, you know, is basically what I'm saying. And this is for real, like he's actually back now as full mask Kane. I mean, he's not quite the full mask Kane, he's more like the 2002 Kane, but hell, that's good enough for me, I don't care, you know, as long as we get to see mask Kane. And then when he took off that Iron Man mask, and he showed like, it's almost like a new mask, it's really cool. But maybe it's his older one, because I just didn't notice, but it looks different to me anyway. And it's unbelievable how quickly that man grows his hair back. You know, like he was gone for about 5 months, and his hair seemed to grow all the way down here now. Unless it's part of the mask, I don't know. But so awesome. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of rambling on about Kane and his return, but to me this is awesome. Like, I don't know if I class it more awesome than the CM Punk stuff in the summer, but it's damn close for me personally, because it made me feel like a kid again, you know? It's amazing. What an amazing feeling. You know, words can't really describe how you feel at that point. It really is just like, oh my goodness. Wow. Kane should have won the award for like, oh my goodness, moment of the year. You know, if only the Slammies was next week, he probably would have won, but... well, at least in my book he would have anyway, but hey. I just wanted to talk about that. I would talk about the rest of Raw, but, you know, it wasn't all that great. It was pretty average, and some of the awards were like, what the heck, what's the point in this? The JR stuff, I don't understand why he isn't back on commentary, and why they still want to use him in these dumb segments. Like, I understand that he draws ratings, and they want to use him to kind of draw ratings in his segments, but it's just so dumb and stupid. It makes him look like an idiot, you know? Just put him back on commentary, especially when I saw Kane's return. I was like, man, this would be so much better if JR like called it, you know, called the return. Because I remember back in 1997, he's like, that's got to be. Oh no, that was Vince McMahon, wasn't it? Never mind. Sorry. I always thought Vince was an awesome commentator. I'm rambling. I'm so off topic at the moment, but I don't really care. I always thought Vince was an awesome commentator, and he's like, oh my goodness, that's got to be Kane. He's actually one of my favourite commentators. I know most people disagree, like, oh, Joey Styles or Paul Heyman, or because, you know, a lot of people like Paul Heyman as a commentator. JR or Gordon Soley or somebody, but one of my favourites, not, you know, one of them, not necessarily the favourite, but one of my favourite commentators was Vince, you know? Once again, I'm so different to everybody else, because, like, my first favourite wrestler was Kane, and one of my favourite commentators was Vince McMahon, you know? I'm so different to everybody else, but I like it, you know? I like being different to everybody else. It brings some variety to this YWC, you know? That it desperately needs. And, wow. I keep going off topic, but still. Okay. I'm just going to end it here. Kane's return. For the win! And yeah, thank you for watching. Peace.